Falcon fans, and of course, our good friend Miles Garrett from Fox 5 Atlanta. Apple, one time for the fan, you already know what it is. You already know what to do. One time for the fan, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Man, we are everywhere. Hashtag we outside, like they say out there in the streets of Atlanta. Big shout out to Miles Garrett taking the time out of his day to join us. I know y'all used to the 8 o'clock podcast on Wednesdays, but when Miles says, hey, I can only do this time, we're going to do this time. So big shout out to Miles Garrett. How is everything going for you, Miles?
Going really well, man. Just excited to get this football season kicked off. It's been a long off season. It's been an exciting off season. So I think we're all ready for Sunday.
I think we are ready for Sunday. Did a 2-hour podcast last night, another podcast tonight, and of course, Thursday, tomorrow night, we have Midnight Madness, and Friday morning breakfast with One Time for the Fan, all leading up to what? The Falcons and the Buccaneers at the Benz on Sunday. But we got another guy in here named T-Will, former ATL Sports, One Time for the Fan. T-Will, how's everything going? Is this your 5th podcast of the day, or is this your first?
This, sir, is my first. The 5-podcast marathon is tomorrow, and I'm excited about it. But more importantly, we're all excited about the man, the myth, the legend, Miles. How you doing, man? How are you?
Oh, man, put it in reverse, Terry. No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Like I said, football season's finally here. It's been a long off season.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And we are all super excited about it. And you know, I got some questions just for you, Miles. So whenever you're ready, I'm sitting on go. All right.
Gotcha. Hold on now, T-Will. Now, you heard him say put it in reverse, Terry. Now you also have Terry. Hold on. Terry, take the hat off. Take the hat off real quick, Terry, for Miles. Just real quick.
Why am I taking
Terry
that
Fontenot. We also have Terry.
Oh, wow.
Terry Fontenot 2.0.
Don't insult Terry like that. Don't do that.
Scary Terry. Uh-oh. What? Hold on, Miles. Hold on now. Don't
got a little throwback, man. Shout out 98. Shout out 98.
I love it.
Miles Garrett. Before we get to the Falcons football, we got to ask Miles. I mean, how's everything going with you over the summer? Of course, you know, Fox 5, everything you have going on. And I'm sure people are going to question those guns you got sitting on the side of those shoulders over there, Miles. Are you in the gym like 24/7? Do you broadcast just from the gym? Like, Miles, you really flexing up on us. You got to be back in Planet Fitness right after this. What's going on, Miles?
Oh, man. Yeah, man. I know. We work night side here at Fox 5. So I'm at the gym in the morning. So, you know, balances out the schedule pretty well.
Okay. Can't wait to see you on the golf course and probably crush a 300.
You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. That's bad news.
So the annual Fox 5 golf event that they might put on, and no deal with you. Okay, no deal.
No. DJ Shockley and Victor Prieto might do pretty well, but me, no, that's not my game. That's not my game.
Okay,
Miles is probably doing like 9 under. 9 under for like he's probably
in my dreams,
because it's always the humble ones. It's like I don't, and then it's like, whoa, what happened? So
no, that's not me.
I played an offer like that the other day. He got out there in the chorus. We see his Callaway clubs, and we can see that he's set up to go do better than us. I will say, my handicap's like a 17, but this guy's doing his practice swings, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, boys. I haven't played in a long time." And every time you hear that, it's like he's about to strike it down the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
Sure enough, first hit, not right down the middle of the fairway. Second hit onto the green. Third hit putt. We're like 3 shots behind. He's like, "I'm just gonna go ahead to the second hole." It's like, yeah, go. You're a scratch golfer. Get out of here. You're playing with Tiger Woods and stuff. You doing with us,
right?
But golf is a fun sport. You know what else is the fun sport? Football. And of course, the Atlanta Falcons get back out there at the Benz on Sunday, 1 o'clock, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And fans in here, Miles, I'm pretty sure they have questions. I'm pretty sure they have some concerns about not only the offensive line, but just this new look Falcons. We did get a chance to see them in the summer, OTAs and training camp and preseason. But Miles, just before we get to some questions in the chat, your thoughts about this Falcons team that you saw from, I guess, from the day after the Super Bowl up until right now, the changes that's been made, Raheem Morris and of course Jeff Ulbrich now, and of course they got I think it's Mike Ruttenberg, the linebackers coach. I don't know, I don't want to butcher his last name. Nate Ali, the defensive line coach, and they got some different faces in the building. But Miles, just from your side of the fence, what about this Falcons team that has you so excited?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, this offense remains relatively intact, right? I mean, obviously, you lose Caleb McGarry and Storm Norton for a good portion of the season. That's not good news, of course, but for the most part, this offense is basically what it was last year, obviously, with the exception of Michael Penix Jr., now the full-time starter, and left a lot of things certainly to be excited for those last few games. And obviously, he was taking it, that high in the draft for a reason. I think you saw glimpses of that, but as far as, how different this team looks from the end of last season to this season, it's all on the defense, right? I mean, you just mentioned it, Jeff Ulbrich, and you bring in not one, but 2 first-round edge rushers. You've got Divine Diablo, Leonard Floyd. You get 2 new starting players in the secondary and rookie, Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman in the nickel position. So a lot of different position changes there. Grady Jarrett, that's another guy who's gone. You've got Brandon Dorless now taking his spot alongside David Onyemata, Ruka Rotoro, looking to take that next step this year. So it's a lot of change on defense, but I'd say it's necessary change. This was the biggest question mark going into this offseason, and the Falcons addressed it big time. They spent 2 first rounders on not one, but 2 edge rushers. So that was something that they definitely took very seriously, and hopefully it pays off for him, because Jeff Ulbrich, he's brought a level of success to the New York Jets defense the past couple of years. And, players themselves have been outspoken as far as, how good he was when he was here previously, speaking to guys like Jake Matthews, who saw him when he was here lining up against his defenses. So in that regard, they made a lot of changes.
You say Rook's name so easy, the last name, like it rolls just off your tongue. Like you've said this a
When
million
you
times.
have to say it on TV so many times, I put in a lot of pronunciations to make sure I'm saying it correctly.
So here on One Time, we can say R-O. Was it Tegan? What's the tight end? Tegan Quentin?
Quatoriano.
QT or TQ is what we
There you go, TQ.
I say this because in my last live shot in Dallas, I did a whole segment on him. So I was saying it over and over, looking at the roster, Quatoriano, making sure I said it right.
Nice. I must say, Miles, the way you do your job, man, even just pronouncing these names, because T-Will, we said it from time to time, right? Well, we
butchered it a few times.
We butcher it, and we'll just say number 51, number 57, number 64. And it's like, we don't want to ever disrespect the players when we can't pronounce their name. But then again, at the end of the day, I don't say Rook's name as much as you do, right? I don't say Tegan's name as much as some of the journalists and the reporters. But Miles, you do a fantastic job reporting. I know Falcon fans have probably seen you from training camp to, of course, after the game, post games, even before the game. Falcon fans know who Myles Garrett is. So if you're joining in here right now, I know you're probably wondering, why are we here early? It's because our guy Myles Garrett has a chance to talk Falcons football with us. T-Will, I know you have a question for Myles Garrett too as well. So if you want to start firing off rounds here, man, let's just go ahead and get to it, my brother.
Well, I got questions for days. So
he got answers.
Let's get to it, right? Do you expect that the Falcons will simplify their protections, obviously with Elijah Wilkinson standing in for Caleb McGarry, or do you think they'll go with their full scheme and maybe just put tight ends beside him? Maybe you see more 2 tight formations. Maybe you put receivers in motion and there's more chipping from the receivers and or running backs. Give me your thoughts on what they will try to do to ease Wilkinson into this first game against a guy in what's the coach's Tampa Bay's head coach who loves to blitz, who falls out of the bed in the morning blitz. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's a tough question to answer, right? Because I mean, this has all really happened in the last week, and we haven't seen the starters play in the preseason, so it's kind of tough to guess what that might be, because we don't know really. I mean, the best you can have is really kind of observe and go off of what they're saying. Now, I will say this. I do think the schematics of maybe how they run plays might change just a little bit. Like, you see a lot of explosive play. Like here, I'll say this. Bijan Robinson's going to get the ball. Yeah. And, a lot of what the Falcons did in Zach Robinson's system last year was doing run plays towards Caleb McGarry's side. Obviously, Caleb McGarry was a great run blocker. You know, there were some questions about his pass protection, but run blocking, that was his bread and butter. So I think the Falcons might alter a little bit with how they're, you know, scheme Bijan Robinson to get the ball with Tyler Algier. I think you might see a lot more inside. You know, that's where a lot of explosive plays from the run game have happened in the past, you know, whether that's Saquon Barkley or, you know, some of the other major backs in the NFL. A lot of those big plays come from right up the middle. And that's something that I think, frankly, you can say you haven't seen a lot from Bijan Robinson. You know that he's always one or two plays short of just like breaking away in a 70-yard run. You know, like you see where he's going. You see those explosive plays or the potential for those explosive plays. So I think they might try to utilize that a little bit more. Obviously, Zach Robinson, you know, he likes play action, didn't get to run a lot with that with Kirk Cousins last year. So obviously, I'm sure they want to potentially see that this year with a little bit more mobility with Michael Penix Jr. So DJ Shockley's over here making faces.
Where's that Shock back there? Shock, where you at, Shock? Shock, it's time to get you on this podcast.
Yeah,
Shock,
Shock right over here. There he is.
What's up? Come on in here, Shock. Come on, we dog fans too, Shock. It's all about Georgia too as well. Come on, we got a question for you too now, DJ.
Yeah, he's busy right now, but yeah, no, it's one of those things where I think that the scheme will slightly change, but I don't think it'll be drastic.
Okay. All right.
T-Will, we did talk about Elijah Wilkinson here on the podcast the other day, and I mean, Country did point out, you know, even with Elijah in Denver when he played offensive tackle a couple years ago, I believe it was Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay was the running backs behind him, and they were toting the rock pretty decent in Denver. Not to say that they were the best running back team in the league, but they were toting it enough to where they were moving the chains and getting down the field. And I like to play with Elijah Wilkinson versus the other guys that they got. No disrespect. But Elijah Wilkinson is a veteran. He also plays guard tackle. And if your time is called, your time is called. It's time to get out there and go play the game. And Elijah, man, hats off to you, man, for stepping up, not only playing guard here a couple years ago in Atlanta, but now playing tackle just to fill in for if Storm Norton comes back and he gets that role, or if Caleb McGarry. It's season ending for Caleb McGarry, correct? So,
yes.
Yeah. Caleb McGarry is here. But Storm Norton, you know, he gets the opportunity to come back and you know, he could pick up where Elijah Wilkinson or where Elijah Wilkinson left off. So, T-Will, you got another question for Miles, man?
I do. Miles, I know you were at camp. I saw you on a couple occasions when they had the fans out. And I got to say, the feeling this year for me is different. There's so much excitement about this team. And you see these guys at practice. You see them working hard. But I really feel like the sky is the limit for this team. I know you covered last year's team. I know you've covered this year's team. In your opinion, like, what's the difference? And I'm not talking about anything specific, but to me, there's a different feel for this team, right? Mm-hmm. When we put that pounding on the Titans on that first practice, I wasn't surprised at all. Mm-hmm. So give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think it boils down to the defense. I mean, that's been the biggest change. Last year, you know, optimism was certainly high. You know, you had, you know, some of the, I mean, I know Braylon Trice at this point last year had already been lost for the season, but all of those things considered now, you know, the offense, you were excited for Kirk Cousins at that point, and you didn't really have a reason not to. I mean, it was one of those where you didn't know, again, before the season started, you didn't know how his Achilles would work and how it would, and how his health would be. And obviously you had that great run in October where it looked like, you know, they were headed for a playoff berth. But right now, you know, face value, days before kickoff right now, everyone on offense, again, exception of offensive line, looks to be healthy, looks to be what it, you know, similar to what it was last year. And when healthy, that offense was producing results. Right. And you now have a different guy at quarterback who can get the ball downfield quite a bit further. You know, he's got a little bit more arm strength. He got a little bit more zip on the ball. And, you know, he's had that full offseason of working with these guys, you know, as QB1, you know, it's his team now. So you have that. But again, I think it boils down to just the defensive changes, because even last year you didn't quite see who could be that guy to step up. You know, hopes were high, of course, at that point for Arnold Ebiketie, and he finished last year very strong. There's no doubt about it. But now you have depth there where you didn't usually have it. Now, AK isn't the only guy you're depending on to get all those sacks. Now, AK can be in a rotational type role. You can put him in with Leonard Floyd. You can put him in with Jalen. You can put him in with James Pierce Jr., and especially James Pierce Jr., he's the guy that's, I think, generated the most excitement in training camp so far. He's been, and you guys saw it in the practices. I mean, he's creating disruptions there in the backfield, whether or not he's getting to the quarterback. He's causing some disruption. That I believe I don't remember if it was the first game or the second game. I think it was the Titans game where he forced an interception. Basically, he just a second away from getting to the quarterback, forcing a throw that maybe shouldn't have gone there. So that's the type of difference you're looking for on this defense that you didn't previously have. Now it's not only you have those starters, you have depth behind them that can come in rotationally.
Right, Miles, is it normal for teams to double team a rookie? Because I saw a lot of that with James Pierce Jr. when he was on the field. I guess people know the film on James Pierce. He's a go-getter. And if you're out there on the field week 1, I think the Bucs even preparing for it. Like, when this guy gets on the field, you better get somebody on him. James Pierce is like that, Miles?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just looking at him, I mean, he's just his body alone. He's a very big guy, and there's no doubt about it. He's a guy that certainly sticks out when you see him on the practice field. And the whole concept of him getting double teamed, I think that was kind of a direct reflection of the joint practices that week because of what he was doing. I think the Titans were like, hey, we got to make sure this guy doesn't beat us because right now in practice, he's doing that. So all those things considered, I do think the biggest question mark on this defense right now is going to be the interior defensive line just because of the youth and you have David Onyemata there who is a veteran presence, which is good, but losing Grady Jarrett's big. I mean, there's no sugarcoating that. He's been a staple of that defensive line forever, for the last 9 years, basically. So having these young, unproven guys, really, Brandon Dorless, Ruka Rororo, those two from last year's draft class who didn't play a whole lot last year, it's sort of an unproven commodity. The secondary, yes, you do have inexperience there, but you have two rookies that basically were pretty high commodities coming out of college, I think you could say. Xavier Watts was – he was being mocked in the second round. I think I saw one where even had him in the first round. So, this is a guy that you expected to potentially create some plays there in the secondary, and now he's your starter. So I do think that's the difference.
Will, you hear the knowledge and expertise from Miles, man. Your thoughts on that? Because
he's mild
on this one. Yeah, that's
he's mild. What else did you expect? I mean, come on, man. You already know. You already know what it is. So let me ask you this: these our first 3 Falcons receivers are great, but the backup receivers really generated a lot of talk. They all performed well in the
Chris Blair.
Yeah.
Who was that? Somebody said that?
Yeah, I don't know, but whoever he is, I agree with him.
Is Chris Blair fans in here? Okay.
How confident are you in these Falcons backup receivers, Miles?
Yeah, well, I'll say this: the team is very confident in them, and obviously the health of Darnell Mooney and Ray McLeod will be big. Going into the start of the season, I expect Darnell Mooney to play in that first game. I know he's day-to-day right now, and that could certainly change going into week 1. He may not play at all, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the lineup there. But outside of him, I mean, I'll say this: Casey Washington and Michael Penix Jr. have incredible chemistry. Right. Specifically, you saw it last year when coming in the same rookie class, but seeing it this year, especially with Casey being able to take that jump in the absence of Darnell Mooney, Michael's getting in the ball. So I do think he's definitely a guy that you need to look out for this offense. David Sills is another guy. I mean, he may. I know a lot of people didn't expect him to.
Sills. I know he had a good preseason, but I was hoping for Chris Blair. But then again,
yeah, I know a lot of people were, and I think a lot of people were expecting it too, just because of the preseason performance. But David Sills brings a little bit more size there on the outside. He can kind of add that dimension from just that perspective, really. Jamal Agnew, obviously, a punt returner of sorts, more of a special teamer, I'd say. But they're pretty happy with the depth. I think, again, they're counting on the fact that these guys, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, won't be out too long. But like I said, they might even be back Sunday. But at this point, I think they're pretty satisfied with their depth. And Chris Blair isn't going anywhere. He's on the practice squad. So if they need him, they'll call him. He's right there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Chris Blair at some point make an appearance on this roster.
Yeah. Now, I was looking at the rookies, even going through the process of the springtime with the combine and all that other stuff going on, and they have to, get drafted. When you were doing your reports and you're going over some of these players, I mean, I know you follow college football too, but was there any time during that process before the Falcons selected these players where you were thinking, man, if they can just land a Billy Bowman, or if they can just land an Xavier Watts, like, I mean, people probably heard Jalen Walker. If we can get Jalen Walker from Georgia, that name, of course, rings a bell, easily for Falcon fans. But James Pierce Jr., even Jack Nelson from Wisconsin, like, were any of these names on like Miles' board of players the Falcons could go after during the spring, summer, or like? How was
It was tough because, when you get into those later rounds of the draft, it's really, really hard to predict, just where guys are going. Guys are reached, guys fall. So obviously, it's the easy answer that a lot of us were focused on the first round. Jalen Walker was a guy that I don't think any of us here in Atlanta expected to be there at 15. I thought he was going to be in that sort of 5 to 10 range. I think Carolina was a team that we were looking at to potentially take him. So when he fell to 15, it was like, whoa. I mean, and I think the Falcons felt the same way. I think obviously shows you how much they like James Pierce Jr. It seemed like he was probably going to be 100% the pick there at 15 if Jalen Walker did not fall. But I think it was just one of those situations where, a guy of that caliber is right in your lap at 15. You got to take him, but also you can get the guy that you really wanted to, that you thought you were going to take at 15. So I do think it was sort of a round robin of edge rushers. I think Falcons fans alike, and even the Falcons themselves were like, hey, as long as we get one of the top tier guys, and, those two guys specifically, I think Falcons fans have been clamoring forever, SEC, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, get those dogs who have that big game experience, proven it again in the highest level against the biggest players. So James Pierce, I know we had sort of, whatever that off-field distraction was. I didn't think there was anything much to that, but the fact that this guy was a projected number 1 overall pick last year, when they were doing mock drafts, he was a guy that was projected at number 1 in that top 5. So I do think the Falcons killed it in this draft. And the fact that they did get Xavier Watts not having that second round pick, I think was absolutely huge. I mean, he was the MVP, or one of the MVPs, I think defensive MVP of that Sugar Bowl against Georgia. So, I mean, he's proven it again. These are commodities who have done it with big schools. No disrespect to some of the other draft picks that the Falcons have had in years past, but I mean, you look back, for instance, a name that comes to mind, Richie Grant, Central Florida, love Richie, great guy, but it's one of those things where you're drafting guys out of Notre Dame, Oklahoma, guys that have performed at the highest level and have proven it, not just top tier prospects who run really fast and are really tall. You can morph them into what you want. These guys have done that already. So I do think that was the biggest thing.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Myles Garrett from Fox 5 Atlanta is here talking Falcons football with us. Let's check on the fans in the stands, see what's going on here, because everybody is talking Falcons football. Smooth C is in the chat with the one time for the one time. Big shout out to Smooth C. And Hill is also in the chat too as well. Shout out to Aaron Wall. DSGB Hall checking in from California with the Falcon fans, and of course, Myles Garrett. Eric Parker is also here too as well, talking Falcons football. He's throwing around those red and black emojis with the one time as well. Miss Carey's in the chat. You got Anthony Thomas in the chat. Online Tuna. You probably saw this comment here, Myles. Good morning, y'all. You're thinking it's 7:43 p.m. Online Tuna's in New Zealand. So we have Falcon fans everywhere when it comes to just watching the Falcons, following the Falcons. And then if he can get up here from New Zealand to Atlanta, I told him that we'll look out for him too as well on a game and making sure that we roll out the red and black carpet for him here on One Time for the Fan. But he says he pays $400, Myles, to it's an app that streams the game in New Zealand. So $400 to watch Falcons football.
Dedicated right there.
That is dedication. Man, I love to see it. But, Online Tuna, big shout out to you. DJ Dance.
Online Tuna.
Hey, good to see
DJ Dance, what's up, man?
DJ Dance is in the chat. John Brooks is in the chat too as well. Online Tuna, of course, he's checking in from New Zealand. And we got to give him a big shout out again.
Got to do it.
I'm excited for the season. So much expectation, but not crippling expectations. If we do well, we will surprise the league. If we do average, it's still exciting for the future. Online Tuna is here in the chat. Carrie is also here. She says, I agree with you, Myles. I have been saying on the podcast that this season I really want to see more explosive runs from Bijan and hashtag Feed Tyler this season, like that TD Nathan Carter had in preseason. Real quick, Myles, Tyler Algier, we say hashtag Feed Tyler because you got a two-headed monster back there.
Yep.
You got to feed both of them.
Yeah.
He gets to play the snake. You get to play the snake too. So,
Oh, yeah.
Miles, are you on the same hashtag feed Tyler train this season too?
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's a reason why good things usually happen when you hand the ball to Tyler Algier. I mean, they've made that announcement at the stadium for a reason. He's done very well. And even if you ask Bijan, I mean, he said it himself, it's 1A, 1B. It's one of those things where both those guys are going to get their carries. And also, looking at it from, maybe a not so fun way, Tyler Algier is in a contract year. So, it's get all the more reason for him to perform well. I'd love to see him back here in Atlanta. He's been nothing but great teammate. But Tyler's going to get his. Some team's going to pay for him because he's produced 1,000 yards his rookie season. He's a baller. So, it's a great problem to have for the Falcons right now this season because you've got two great backs, sort of that David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs tandem-ish. I'd say both those groups are probably the two best running back rooms in the NFL. So anything you can have to make that better than feed Tyler the ball, no matter what it is, inside handoff, whatever you want.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Off-ball question for you, Miles. We had our fantasy football live draft last night on the show. I'm not a big fantasy football guy. Miles, you might be able to help me out here. Chat.
I'm intrigued because I had the number 1 overall pick in my fantasy league this year.
Who did you pick, Miles, with your number 1 overall pick?
Call me a homer.
Bijan?
Bijan?
Got Bijan, man.
So Bijan was off the board at 3 for us, but last night, Miles, like I said, I'm not a big fantasy football guy. I'm into it because of the content creators in the Falcons community, and they want like, Jack, just go play, please, just play with us. We need a couple more people. All right, cool. Miles, the 5th overall pick in our fantasy football draft last night. I went with Josh Allen. Is that a bad pick? Because everybody started calling me out. You don't select quarterbacks in the first round of your fantasy draft. Miles, help me out here, Miles. Even if you have to, stretch the tail a little bit, help me out here, Miles. Miles is like, no, we're not stretching.
I'll say this. Josh Allen was a big reason why I won my fantasy league 2 years ago.
Well, there you go.
Now, would I have taken him in the first round?
Come on, Miles. Don't say that, Miles.
But I'll say this. I was targeting him this year. I wanted him so bad. But having the number 1 overall pick, you don't get to pick again until pick.
The snake, it was a snake format. So it's coming back around again. And thinking about it, he would have been
already gone.
He would have been gone. I need points.
I would have taken the risk with Josh Allen in the second round. The first round's tough.
Okay.
But he's fantastic. I don't think that it's him and Lamar, and I give the edge to Josh right now as far as just a fantasy football player when it comes to that, because he's unreal right now. So he's going to be great for you. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know if I would have taken him that high.
Okay.
Dad, tell him what round you took your defense.
Hold on.
No. We're not waiting. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna get into that right now.
Oh my God.
Miles, here's a hint.
I said one off-ball question. We're going back to the
round.
Falcons in a minute.
He picked his defense before the 10th round.
Miles,
he picked it before the 9th.
Hold
Look
on,
at Miles's eyes. He picked his defense in the 7th round, Miles.
God.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Miles, hear me out. Right? It's the same concept I used for Josh Allen, right? It was the same. I had the notes right here, right? And I was looking at somebody who plays fantasy football. He said, if you want to win, right, you got to get what you get early. Because he will tell him about it. When people were going for flex players in the 9th and the 10th and kickers, they couldn't find them.
Jack, let me ask you this. What does the rest of your team look like?
Oh, I'm going to pull it up. Hold
Please,
on. And when I
hear
went, Miles, let me tell you something. When I went to the schedule and I checked out whom I'm playing against, I'm like the second best team in the league.
Let's see the starting lineup. Let
me go ahead and pull it up. Christy Lewis is in the chat. Mateo's in the chat.
You better have made those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round picks count.
I'm gonna show you right now. Quick, T-Will, if you want to go ahead and ask him a question, I'm gonna pull up this fantasy draft right
I want
here.
to see this.
Let's keep Miles here just for one more minute.
This.
I got something for him. Hold
on.
Now.
My gosh. Okay.
Defense was my 2nd to last pick.
Thank you.
I
told him that. Here's the thing, Miles.
In the 7th or 8th round for the Eagles defense. Is that a reach? If it's the Eagles defense?
Yes.
Oh my
Miles,
God.
I said nobody picks a defense before like the 16th or 17th round.
100%.
Nobody's gonna do that, right?
No.
What's he do? He goes and does it.
They
I
was
do have
in
a
the chat
question
last
for you, though,
night
Miles.
saying nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday on my fantasy team. That little meme that's going around, the TikTok meme. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. What?
Oof.
Miles, I do have a question for you.
Shoot.
And you kind of alluded to this, but I feel like this Falcons draft class is one of the best we've had in a while, being that you essentially have, if not 4 starters, 2 starters and 2 guys that are going to get right into the game and contribute immediately. Can you give me your thoughts on this? I feel like this was a great draft, not only from a defensive perspective, but just getting players who are going to contribute right away. Give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, and it's very reminiscent of the 2016 draft class, right? I mean, when you got guys like I just pulled it up right here, but Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, Austin Hooper, Devondre Campbell, all those guys that ended up being, there's been good first round picks this team has had, over the last, you can call it 10 to 12 years. A good portion of those picks have hit. The problem has been the later rounds. The team has missed quite a bit. And, going back to 2021 even, I mean, Kyle Pitts really is the only guy left standing from that draft class. So the fact that you're able to have a draft class right now that produces already right now 4 starters is incredible. It's great news for this team because that's where, it's what the Eagles have built. You look at the best team in the NFL right now. Shout out to the Eagles defense. They've got some good players there in the second round, third rounds, all those other places. So, I mean, it's huge to get those guys because if you can get starters on rookie contracts, that gives you the ability, the flexibility to spend on some playmakers that, could be luxury type like pickups basically at that point.
Yes.
I hope y'all ready for this.
We're ready, Jack.
I got the team that's going to win this fantasy football league.
Let's see it.
We're on the edge of our seats, Jack.
Mouse, don't listen to the chat. I know you got the phone probably in front of you. You can probably see the comments. Don't listen to the chat. This is the only time the one-timers might be wrong on this one. Hashtag one-timers, hashtag the fan club. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I went off last night's fantasy draft thinking I have to win this one. Last year it went like 2 and something.
I'll preface this. I'll preface this really quick.
Hitting me up before the game saying,
I can relate to you real quick. I finished in last place in my league this past year after winning it all. I had to dress up like a clown at a Braves game, so I understand the pressure.
At a Braves
you won
game.
it all. You won it all.
The previous year.
You won it all. So
yeah, I won it all and I finished in last. So
you can do that. Jack, can we see the list, please? It sounds like you're making excuses, Jack. Can we see the list?
I'm not making no excuses. Miles Garrett, the GOAT, is here. He knows fantasy football. He's going to look at this team and say, well, he went Josh Allen in the first, but he going to be cooking right there in that second and third quarter with them boys. All right, you ready for this, Miles?
Let's see what you got.
We're ready.
Share screen.
The chat is ready.
Where we at? All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't get a chance to see it last night, it took us 2 hours to do this, but here it is.
2.5. 2.5.
The team that's going to defeat everybody. Josh Allen at quarterback. Then we got my boy Williams from the Cowboys at running back. But he's not going to be playing. I'm going to put Kyron Williams in there. Wait, no, Kyron Williams is in there from the Rams. We got my boy Tyreek Hill, Miles. Tyreek Hill.
All right. I
Miles.
like Tyreek. I like
Tyreek
McBride.
Hill.
All right. Okay.
Oh, here, Miles. I like McBride.
Okay.
Jalen Waddle. Debo Samuel. I got me a kicker, and he can kick.
You got the best kicker, and you got the best defense. You got the best tight end. You got the best quarterback.
Go to the bench. Got Justin Herbert on the bench for those days that Josh Allen can't make the game. Then you got Amari Cooper. I picked up Amari Cooper last night. Wave Keenan Allen. And you know what Amari Cooper's going to do in Vegas with Geno Smith. They're going to eat. Then we got that boy Bateman from Baltimore. Lamar. Oh, Andrews is he's covered. Oh, Zay Flowers is covered. Oh, I can't hand off to Henry. Bateman, where are you at? Touchdown. Got that boy Jonnu. Hello, Arthur Smith. I need the inside on Jonnu Smith. He sent it. Jonnu Smith is there. And of course, the backup defense, Miles, the Buffalo Bills. So, Miles, from your fantasy knowledge, what do you think about this team right here? Because,
I'll say this.
Miles.
I'll say this. It was not as bad as I was anticipating.
There we go.
So I don't love the first Williams. I don't like that.
That was tough because they took all.
I think your running back room is pretty weak right now. I'm not gonna lie. Kyron's good, but Dallas I think is gonna be pretty bad this year.
What?
Now go down a little bit. I like Tyreek. Tyreek's great. I don't like having two Dolphins there.
Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. That is right. Matter of fact, T, remember that pick? The clock was running down. I had to make that pick quickly. And I went for Jalen Waddle. So I can release Jalen Waddle if I have to. Somebody mentioned, of course, his injury report too as well. Like he's kind of banged up here and there. Which that is
honestly, I'll say this: if everyone stays healthy, this is a playoff team.
Hold on. Say it again for the people in the back, please. Say it again, Miles.
Everyone stays healthy, this is a playoff team. In my humble opinion.
Falcon fans. Now you haven't even got the Zay Flowers yet.
Trey McBride is great value pick right there.
Okay. He's won the league.
Yeah.
Okay. Zay Flowers?
I like Zay.
Big on Zay?
I like Zay. Not my favorite, but I like Zay. He'll do enough.
Debo Samuels.
Debo, I'm not sold on. Debo needs to be.
Jaden Daniels. You got a guy like Debo.
Debo's got mileage on him, man.
He's got mileage, and this isn't the Kyle Shanahan offense.
There you go.
We should have got Miles on here on Tuesday. It might have been a totally different Miles.
Oh wow! I agree with that.
Oh,
you probably should have.
Give him the trophy right now. You know what I'm saying?
Probably should have.
Miles, my bench: Herbert, Cooper, Bateman, Smith, and Buffalo's defense. My bench. Are they gonna eat some here and there?
See, I think Amari Cooper should be used more. I don't think he will. He's pretty low on their. I thought he was going to be higher on their depth chart. He is not right now. I took Jacoby Myers. I was pretty satisfied with that pick. But also, Cooper to me is not over the hill yet, as he seems to be on the depth chart. So I'll say this: I have Amari Cooper on my team. He's on my bench.
Okay.
I have the faint hope that he's going to somehow be thrust into a starting role and produce like he usually produces. So not bad. I don't like two defenses. I think he could have used another pick there and gone on the waiver wire for another defensive player or another player instead.
Okay.
I do like Herbert as your backup. I'll say that. That's a very good backup option to have. I'm really high on the Chargers. So, I think overall not as horrible as I thought it was going to be when you told me Josh Allen you took him in the first round.
We got Craig in here. Craig's always cracking jokes. He says Miles is trying his best not to hurt my feelings. Pretty much saying bless his heart like old people used to say. Miles, if you just want to say bless his heart. But guess what? Guess what though?
It's funny because we have a segment on our Georgia show with DJ Shockley called Bless Your Heart. It's where we make fun of something that happened during the week.
Miles, look at my week 1 matchup. It's going to be a dub.
Well, wait, let me see this guy's team.
Oh, that's Smitty's sports machine. Hold on, let me go to Smitty.
Oh, that's Smitty? Let me see. Who we got down here?
How I go to Smitty's team?
Just go back to the matchup. Go back to matchup. Okay. And just scroll down.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got Pat Mahomes.
He's my quarterback. Kenneth Walker. Mixon's not even going to play.
Mixon's not even going to play, and Smitty's probably not even focused on the app, so he's going to get that red line going across it. So
Jamar Chase. Did he have number 1?
Let me see. Mike Evans, Kyle Pitts. So Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Kyle Pitts. What about this 3?
I like his room right there. That's a solid 3 option right there.
Versus Tyreek, Zay, and McBride.
It's the best receiver in the league right there.
Yeah.
And he's been the number 1 guy in fantasy overall. Mm-hmm. So that's a tough one. I do think Kyle is going to go out. Ooh, he's got Judy too.
Don't do it. Was that a good ooh or a bad ooh?
Judy is the reason I came in last place last year. because he put up 50 points on me in my deciding game. So
Okay. Cool. Got Cup too as well.
I'm not high on Cup, but that is a very good option to have.
Okay. Tampa Bay's kicker.
Whatever.
That's why we love Miles here on One Time. Baltimore's defense.
I like Baltimore's. I have Baltimore's defense, so that's my defense.
Okay. His backups: Sam Darnold, Allen from the New York Jets.
Yep, he's my backup as well.
Got Najee. You got Bigsby from the Jags.
Okay, he's got a solid lineup.
Higgins from the Texans.
Now, if Mixon won't play and he puts in Braylon Allen, I'm still not. Pittsburgh's got a good defense, so I think you're going to be okay.
Pittsburgh also has, I think, 62% of the tickets sold, I think, in Jet Stadium on Sunday. So
Sounds about right.
I know some Steeler fans who are heading in for that game too as well. But let's go. Let me see T-Will's team. T-Will, how did I find your team? Where's your team?
It's gonna be T-Will 2012. I have no idea, man. Click on
here, league.
Team.
Okay. There you
go. League.
Team
there
T-Will.
You go.
All right, who we got here? Jaden Daniels.
Okay. Ooh,
wow.
Jaden Jameer. That's a great start. Oh, you doubled down on the Lions.
I did.
Interesting.
Scary
okay.
Terry. Of course, Terry would go with Scary Terry.
Man, you've doubled down on everything so far.
Jaden Daniels to Terry, Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery.
Dude, when the Commanders and Lions go in the bye, you might be in trouble.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna have to substitute some folks. You're right. You're definitely right.
DJ Moore on his team too as well.
Not bad.
Tyler Warren, the rookie.
Not bad. Not bad.
You have Johnson from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
A good win from the Bucs, who was ruled out.
He's out.
So I gotta sub him.
Butker, yeah. I got Butker at my kicker too.
He doubled down on defense and the kicker. T-Will,
man, you are going to be in trouble with some bye weeks.
Go to his bench, Michael Penix Jr.
You got 3 quarterbacks on your team?
Yeah.
3?
You hear the way Miles said that? He didn't get that type of expression from me, Falcon fans. You heard he said? He talked to T-Will like, you just backed the crowd and ran over my damn shoe? You know what Miles is saying here?
Oh, no.
You just threw that baseball and hit the window? You never said that to me, Falcon fans. Never said that to me.
Oh, the look on his face.
Oh,
Big
no.
shout to Miles. You got Robinson from San Fran.
Okay, I like that.
You got Brandon Ayuk.
He's hurt, but yeah, I like that.
Dalton Kincaid.
All right. You might be a big waiver wire guy this year.
Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to be.
That's T-Will's name in the. We're gonna change your name in the team thanks to Miles. Big waiver wire. That's the
Big waiver wire
for this season.
It's gonna be. Hey, it's gotta be, man. It's gotta
Falcon
be.
fans.
All good.
This is great talking Falcons.
Okay, well at this point I got to show my team now. Jeez.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
All right, hold
Hope y'all
up.
prepare for this, Falcon fans.
Hold up.
Who's your quarterback, Miles? Let's start from the top here. I know we have a question. Uncle Steve's Lounge, diehard Falcon fan, content creators in here. We're going to put his question up in a second.
Now I'll start off with this. I'm not happy with my quarterback pick.
Where was your selection? You was number.
I was number 1.
He was number 1. So on the snake format, when he came back around, I'm guessing you had to select a Bo Nix or somebody.
Oh, brother, I didn't draft quarterback till round 6.
Okay.
Oh man, we're going. Oh, Miles, this is tough. I don't even want to know who it is.
So we got Patty Mahomes at quarterback.
Okay.
We got Ladd McConkey at wide receiver 1.
Okay.
Devontae Smith, wide receiver 2.
Okay.
Bijan Robinson, running back 1.
Okay.
RJ Harvey, running back 2 with the Broncos, their starter. Trey McBride at tight end. Jacoby Myers, flex. Harrison Butker, kicker. Baltimore defense. And I also have on the bench Ricky Pearsall with San Francisco. Very high on him. I think he's going to have a really good year. Braylon Allen, Dalton Kincaid. Drake May is my backup quarterback. I think we've got a lot of sleeper potential there with this new Josh McDaniels offense. Amari Cooper, and Rashad White. So not my favorite roster, but I think we can do some things with this roster.
Yeah.
Well, I see a guy on the waiver wire right now. I'm not going to say who, but thank you, Miles, for that. As I was taking my notes. Miles, either we're going to ride the white horse into the sunset together, or we're both going to be at the Braves game wearing clown outfits next year. But I can tell
Hey,
you
man, I was fully prepared to take Josh Allen with my second round pick if he was still on the board. He was my target for round 2.
Well, Falcon fans,
All the mock drafts I had Bijan at 1. I was going to take Josh 2 and Trey McBride right after that.
Falcon
and I was going to just hope and pray with my wide receivers.
Will, I think from hearing Miles' take on your team, you might want to just pack it on in and just give it up this season.
I never pack it on in, sir. I never pack it on. I never. You know what? I'm the one guy that if you tell me I got a 1% chance, I'm going to be like, so
you're Atlanta United out here. Oh, I get it.
So you're saying there's a chance. I will never surrender, sir. My knees don't bend. Sorry.
Now, I'll say this. Can I flex on my work league? Because this is the Fox 5 league.
Yes, you can.
I think this league I'm pretty stacked.
Let's get it.
So my quarterback's Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
My running backs are Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
My receivers are Justin Jefferson and Ladd McConkey.
Okay.
And my flex is DK Metcalf, tight end Kyle Pitts, Justin Bates, my kicker, Ravens defense. I think
you're winning.
I think I'm pretty stacked in that.
That's
class.
a win.
You're winning.
Yeah,
that's a win right there. Who's your competition around the office right now? Like, who's the fantasy guy that's like?
So
you and Vic be hanging out a lot. It's like, is Vic the guy?
I got pushed up to the A League last year. I was in the B League. I finished in second place.
Hold on. There's an A League, B League over there in the office.
Oh yeah.
Oh my. There's divisions going on over here.
Oh yeah. What? The Fox 5 Fantasy Football League. There are divisions. So me and Victor got upgraded into the A League now. So
got promoted. No relegation this time. Right?
No, people got relegated, but we were upgraded.
There is relegation too.
Wow.
Oh
People
yeah.
are being sent down to the minors. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Not me.
What's the team name, Miles? What's the team name? Did you change the name of the team?
No, I kept my team name. It's the face of Fox 5 Sports.
Okay. Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
I love it. We have
Uncle Steve's Lounge. I know Miles has to get up out of here shortly. We don't want to keep Miles for 2-3 hours, but fans are rolling in questions. Uncle Steve's Lounge, a diehard Falcon fan and content creator.
Yes.
See him at the home games, away games. Good friend of mine. He has a question for you. He said, T. Will has had this unusual. Oh my God, I knew this. I knew this was about to happen. Hold on. You know Miles is in journalism. I don't want Miles to go to that route, right? We see the question, Miles, but T. Will wants a shrine built for Franks somewhere around the Mercedes-Benz or Flowery Branch. Is Felipe Franks going to be the guy? Remember in 2016 when Kyle Shanahan was cooking up so many plays that people forgot about the third and the fourth tight end to a point where he's down the field wide open and Penix hits him with that one little shot and then he scores a touchdown. Are these the moments? We're taking the over that Franks is scoring this year.
Franks is going to score one TD this year.
Just one TD, 0.5.
Just
We're taking
one.
the over.
He's going to score one. That's
Miles, your thoughts on Felipe Franks? I mean, I know he's a special teams guy, but he did work hard as hell in the preseason and training camp to make this team.
You were at that game, Miles, in Dallas. You saw him leap over 3 people.
I did see that. Now,
Felipe Franks going to be of much use this year because blocking, like you said, the schemes and the zones with Franks and putting them in roles. Respectfully, if you can't answer it, we don't have to. But T. Will wants a shrine built for.
I will say this. I wouldn't expect to see him a whole lot on offense. I would expect to see him a lot on special teams. But you've got 3 tight ends in front of him on the depth chart right now, and I think that it would be very cool and impressive if he manages to score a touchdown. But I do think he's going to end up seeing a little bit more tackles on special teams.
That's fair.
Okay. It's an iron sharpens iron type of league, man. And those guys, when they practice and they get out there, even with a player's coach like Raheem Morris, Jeff Ulbrich, you know, the system that they've built there in the past couple of months, I think players are buying into it. It don't matter who's out there on that field week 1 against the Bucs. We need to win and we need to win badly. Miles, last question here, because I know fans are going to be starting to ask a bunch more. The schedule this year. We do have a couple primetime games. You know, we start off against the Bucs, primetime game early against the Minnesota Vikings. Even Carolina, some fans are saying they're not going to be that bad this year. But the Saints, they're going to suck. They're going to suck bad. I hit it. I want to say it in front of everybody. Miles, looking at this division, looking at this schedule this year, there are some games that the Falcons should win outside of their division. I think they should go up to New England and scrap a dub. They should go up to New York and scrap a dub. You got to go to Arizona and scrap a dub. Miles, division games are important, but how important is it to win those games outside of your division? We've had tough times against the AFC in the past couple of years, and even playing against the NFC West. But just looking at the schedule, man, just your thoughts on where the Falcons stand there.
Yeah, October 13th, where your loyalty is going to lie, man. You got Josh Allen coming into town, so that might be might be.
I also got Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? I just go ahead and take him out and put Herbert in. You know, I'm one of those guys. Like I can't go against my team. You know. But,
oh man, yeah.
What is Terry going to do against the Commanders? He got Jalen Daniels, and Terry's out there like, let's go 7-0 Commanders. I don't want to see that, Terry. I don't want to see that.
That's true. Now, I'll say this to answer your question. I mean, if they can get through this first gauntlet of games to start the season at 500 or above 500, then I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. Because, sorry, I've got this. I don't have the schedule memorized. I have it right in front of me. But, once you get past that early onslaught of the Bucs, the Vikings, the Commanders, the Bills, if you're able to get through that, and even the 49ers right after that, then you've got the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Colts, the Panthers, the Saints, the Jets, all very, very winnable games. I know things obviously change when the season starts. Teams are better than you expect. Teams are worse than you expect. But when you get to that point, I think you're in a pretty good position to keep that run going if you're able to survive that early onslaught, because it's a tough early schedule, but the rest of that schedule eases up a little bit as you get into November, December, January, basically.
Jack, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're mute. Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. We couldn't hear you for a second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're there.
No, I'm good. Miles, you there?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
There? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, StreamYard. No, StreamYard was just StreamYard, and that's it. Yeah,
StreamYard was doing StreamYard thing.
Yeah, StreamYard does this nonsense. I want to switch to OBS and get like some of those Twitch streamers, but it's gonna be kind of difficult if I don't have that jump pack and all that other type of stuff with the way OBS runs and everything. But Falcon fans, y'all hearing it from Myles Garrett, man, from Fox 5, and you hear it from One Time for the Fan. T-Will goes live all the time. You got Uncle Steve. You got all these content creators out here who pretty much say this the stuff that we want to hear, man, and it gets you ready for Sunday. The energy in the Benz is going to be lit. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. I believe they have the Redcoats from Georgia, University of Georgia, performing at halftime too as well. So for Falcon fans that's going to be in the Benz Sunday, you're going to get a nice, great experience, man. The Falcons do have to go out there and play the game. They have to go win against the Bucs. But Miles, last question. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium, man, the energy that's just in the Mercedes-Benz, you've been in there multiple times, man. So what are you expecting to see Sunday from the fans, just from the stadium, the environment? Tell them, Miles, put the tailgate up at 12:50 and take your behind inside and get to those seats. Now's your chance, Miles. What are you looking for from Mercedes-Benz with the fans and the atmosphere?
Now, I'll say this. The Falcons fans always bring it week one. Now, they just got to keep that energy going up until the rest of the games of the season. Now, I'll give the fans credit. The team hasn't been good the last few years. I understand. They just want to have better things to do on a Sunday. But if you can keep that same energy that Falcons fans have had at Mercedes-Benz Stadium that week one, it's been the home field advantage this team has been missing. They basically have been missing it ever since the Georgia Dome. So if they're able to keep that energy, because week one's always incredible, they got to stay loud, they got to keep it going, then this will be a hell of a home field advantage for the Falcons this year, because that first game always brings incredible energy. And you're going up against a team like the Bucs. It's not like you're facing the Steelers like last year, where their fans potentially are going to outnumber you just because of how big that fan base is. So it's very much an opportunity for Falcons fans to show up, have that advantage, and really prove what they can be.
Miles, in your spare time, what do you like to do, man?
Well, I like to work out. No, I'm kidding.
Had to flex real quick. I had to, I might go to the gym after the podcast. And
It's the
Miles, you one of
gun
those guys,
show.
there's a gym in the Fox 5. This is a gym somewhere around.
No, I've been trying to get one here. Gosh, no, that'd solve a lot of problems for me. No, but no, I don't know. I mean, I usually have some weird off days during the week, not during the weekends, obviously, because we're working. But I got a dog. I usually hang out with him. We go to the park. Dansby, yep, him. Yeah, we go out, go on trails. We'll walk the belt line from time to time. So yeah, he usually keeps me company.
I see the 2 jerseys behind you. Over 500 this year?
Oh yeah, no, I think the Hawks are in. Hawks might be in some of the best shape I've seen them.
Yes.
In my entire life right now. I love
4 seed or 3 seed. Yeah.
I love the direction the Hawks are headed right now. I thought they had a great offseason, getting what they got this year. So I'm excited for them, man. I think this is the first season that I've been genuinely very, very optimistic and very excited for them, since the year after they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think there's a lot to be excited for them this year, especially in the East.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited for the Hawks. Next year, I'll be excited again for the Braves. Falcons fans, you gotta hit that like, share, subscribe button from Miles Garrett. T-Will, I'm all out of questions. It's your podcast too, man. So if you got anything else for Miles, I don't want DJ Shockley coming back like, Miles, you said 20 minutes now.
He is my
Next
boss.
time we'll tell DJ sit down and Miles. What's up, Miles?
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Miles, first and foremost, we always have a good time with you, man. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We appreciate you. And look, I agree. I think the Hawks are going to have a great year this year. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know where it ends, but you definitely have some folks in the East that are hurt. That's going to automatically put us maybe a few tiers above where we should be. I'm excited about this Falcons team, man. For the first time in a long time, and you said it, for as long as I can remember, I've never been excited about a Hawks season and a Falcons season with high expectations for both. Can you recall a season like that in the past 10 years? I certainly can.
For both at the same time?
For both, yes.
Man, that's tough because my immediate thoughts go to, 2017, but because I know the Hawks made the Eastern Conference Finals in 15, was it 14, 15?
Yeah.
So, just going off of, the Falcons' success in the Super Bowl, I think the Hawks might have fallen off a little bit after that Eastern Conference Finals appearance. So, gosh, as far as both of them are concerned, I don't know. I mean, maybe 2009 because you came off that first year where, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, all those guys made that first play. Al Horford made that first playoff run against the Celtics, and optimism was really high. Matt Ryan wins Rookie of the Year, so maybe that year. Anything before that, I mean, the Hawks were really kind of nothing in the early 2000s. Obviously the Falcons had excitement with Vic, but in my lifetime, I can't. Those are the only two that maybe stick out.
I can't recall either, man, but I'm super excited about it. I'm bummed for our Atlanta Braves. I'm going to ask you a very quick Atlanta Braves question, and it is: do you think that the Braves finally put pedal to the metal, rubber to the road, and go out and sign some pitchers, which they've been reluctant to do? And I'm talking relief pitchers and starting pitchers because we got to do something. Give me your thoughts.
Spend the money.
Gosh, I wish I could say yes. I just, history has kind of proven otherwise with this team. So I do think, again, I don't know whether it's a Liberty Media thing or if it's an Alex Anthopoulos thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but they do tend to be very, what's the word?
Tight. Fiscally restrictive.
Exactly. So I do know they love the guys they have in the minors. Obviously, Hurston Waldrop has been very, very good this season.
Yep.
But you're going to have some conversations. I mean, you need two at the very minimum starting pitchers right now at this point. Chris Sale isn't getting any younger. He's obviously had his health issues this year, had them at the end of last season, had them throughout his career.
Yep.
I think the biggest concern right now is Spencer Strider because he has not been the guy that he has, been throughout his entire career. I know he was coming off surgery, but if he is fully healthy, this might be a problem. If the future outlook for him now. Other guys, AJ Smith-Shawver looked very, very good before he got hurt.
Got Grant Holmes back there too.
Grant Holmes looked good. I'm forgetting
Raylo.
the guy's name. Well, Raylo is an interesting one because obviously we haven't seen him all year. He originally was a bullpen guy. I can see him potentially being moved into the bullpen, back into it just for health concerns. But again, it's going to boil down to the fact that they are going to have to make some moves, whether or not it's, one or two. Two, I think, are necessities from starting pitching standpoint.
Correct.
You just have to have it. And, the team somehow, all 5 opening day pitchers are on this 60-day disabled list, basically. So, it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to address it. Otherwise, you might have another season like this year.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case. I'm sorry, Jackie.
No, you're good, Terry. This is what it's One Time for the Fans about, man. It's from the fan for the fan. The fans are here talking Falcons football. We're about to wrap this show up. I know you guys expect the 8 o'clock podcast, but we went a little early today, so Myles Garrett can join us talking Falcons football. Berto, content creator. He lives up north in Rhode Island. Myles, he got a question for you, man. Kirk Cousins. What do you feel about this situation right here? Even with he's the backup quarterback. Is it day by day with him? Like a team can come calling, or do you think the Falcons? I always tell fans the Falcons see how important it is to have Kirk Cousins behind Penix at this point. The backup quarterback situation around the league is tough, and in a situation like Kirk Cousins, he's a veteran. If his time gets called to get in there, at least we know what we're getting. We know who Kirk is. But you see, 95 North wants to know, how beneficial do you feel Kirk Cousins is still to this Falcons organization, especially with the young quarterback?
Well, it's funny because my answer on this has changed over the course of the end of last football season to now. When last season ended, I didn't see a scenario where he was still on this team coming into training camp. Forget, the first game of the season. Now, got to give Kirk his credit. He's been an excellent teammate for Michael Penix Jr., for everybody, really. Everything that happened last year, it's what happened. There's no denying it. You saw it in the quarterback documentary, of course, as well. But I'll say this about Kirk from just a purely health standpoint. He's healthier than he was going into last season at this point right now. So having the concerns you have on offensive line right now, and obviously Michael Penix Jr., he's had an injury history in college. So if the train, or if the wheels come off the train here pretty early in regards to Michael Penix Jr.'s health, then you don't necessarily have to. Again, it's going to be bad, but you don't have to hit the panic button because you've got the best backup quarterback in the league right now. So I think it's a great problem to have at this point. And I don't think he's going anywhere at this point. I think he's here to stay unless something drastically is offered. If a team loses their starting quarterback and a package is offered for you, then I see them making a move. But right. Yeah. I doubt that happens, but no, I do think they're very satisfied with having Kirk there as the backup.
Falcons fans, got to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Myles Garrett, man, you travel the world. You're in the gym. That's how they talk. That's how the gym guys talk. You're in the gym. Myles, man, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, man. I just got to say, the fans love it. We love it here on One Time. Myles, if you have any time on your schedule for bye week, let's try to go a couple months out here. If you got any schedule. Oh, wait. Bye week is week 5, week 6?
Yeah, I think it's an early bye week this year.
Okay, so Myles, if you have any time during that week to join us, come back and talk some Falcons football about where the team stands at that point, it would be great to have you here. I know you have a lot of people to probably give shout-outs to, even Dansby. I'm sure Dansby is probably nearby. Is it like Herbert Street with you with the dog? Like, is Dansby near the office? Like, he's in the...
No, I don't know about all that. I'll say... Let me see. You have a camera watching Dansby at the house right now, right? Oh yeah, no doubt. My dad brought him to the lake today. But no, I brought him to the office. This is a picture of him. I was able to bring him there. So no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
How old is Dansby now?
He's 4, so he's about the same age as I am, human years.
Good deal.
Myles, any shout outs, man? Fox 5 crew, your fam, anything?
Oh yeah, no, we've got all the shows are going to start this week, man. I mean, we've had them going with the Falcons, obviously in the preseason, but we've got early birds with DJ Shockley, Justin Felder, Rise Up Tonight with Tori McElhaney and Kelly Price, Dirty Bird Report, which hour-long special that airs after the game. This Sunday, we've got the fifth quarter, which airs directly after the game. And of course, we've got a bunch of Georgia coverage as well. We just hired Georgia Chambers. She's been with us for a couple of years now. She's now taking on our Georgia stuff with DJ. So I do the Georgia post-game show on Saturdays as well. So we've got a whole bunch of content coming for you, man.
Miles is so busy, Falcon fans. That's why he can't play
Hey, Jack. No. I need a go dog, sir. That was disrespectful.
Go dog.
He say Georgia? He just say Georgia? Go dog.
He did. He
Go
said
dogs.
Georgia like 3 or 4 times.
Go dogs.
Jack. Go dogs. Go dogs.
Falcon fans, you know what we do here on the channel.
Go ahead.
I
You can
totally
proceed.
messed up for slipping on that one.
This guy.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Miles Garrett traveling the world, hitting the gym, bringing the just positivity and the knowledge to the Falcon fans, Braves fans, Hawks fans, everybody who tunes in and listens. Please give Miles Garrett a follow on his social media too as well. Miles, once again, I thank you for joining us here on the show tonight. You'll be at the Bend Sunday. We'll be at the Bend Sunday. I'll hit you up and see if we can stop by just for a couple minutes and just chop it up with you. Last time I walked by, you was right outside the locker room doing your report. I'm like, Miles. You said, but Miles does his job, man. And do you have your suit picked out for Monday? For Sunday? Because I know you're a sharp guy there, Miles.
Miles is clean.
Yeah, we're debating between the gray suit and the black suit this week. So I got to save the red suit for another day.
Okay.
Hey, Miles, Big Low Country wants to know how much are you throwing up on that bench?
Oof. I actually retired from benching because of my shoulder. I do dumbbells now.
Excuse me, he broke the bar.
Oh, you know what? My brother tore his pectoral.
Mm-hmm.
So he does
I do the dumbbells.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
As well.
I will say I'll give the max we got was 315. That was the max.
Okay, that's respectable. That is
Falcon fans,
and that was a couple years ago. So not that guy anymore.
Hey,
I don't know, man. Hey, let me tell you something. And I agree with Jack. You are sharp, man. I remember we took a picture together last year, and everybody that saw the pic was like, "Oh my God!" Everything, you know what I mean? You were doing your thing. So you said you're going with the gray. You're going with the gray, right?
I'm deciding between gray or black. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Elon University has a good one, man. I must say, man. Big shout out to Elon too as
Represent.
well. Miles Garrett, Fox 5 Atlanta, man. Thank you. Also, big shout out to DJ Shockley in the background. I know he was
DJ
wave to us too as well. Your crew, your team, everybody you work with is phenomenal. You do a great job too as well, Miles. And please continue doing this because we need more people like you in this community to make sure that the Falcon fans and the Braves fans and the Hawks fans know what we are about. And I do truly appreciate it, Miles. So thank you so much for being here on One Time for the Fan. Miles, T-Will, matter of fact, T-Will, we're going to end the show. T-Will, want to get your shout outs in?
Sure. And again, Miles, I echo Jackson. It's always fun when you're on, man. It's
Yeah,
we interview a lot of people, but Miles, and I probably shouldn't say this, you are my absolute favorite because I've never had a bad time when you've come on the show, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
Don't tell anybody, okay? Because we got other folks that come on. All right, now I'm just kidding. Anyway, hey, to everybody who joined us in the chat, I cannot thank you guys enough. It was so much fun. Appreciate it. Want to thank God for waking me up this morning. Want to thank God for sending Miles our way tonight, okay? And, yeah, man, hey, thank you to everybody. Jack, appreciate you. Eric Parker, thank you for giving my start in this business. You can also see me at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Check me out tomorrow. As Jack said, it'll be a litany of shows. It'll be about 4 or 5. So we're doing the marathon tomorrow. Check us out, Jack. It's on you, sir.
Man, thank you so much to Miles Garrett for joining us tonight. Midnight Madness tomorrow. We're going to get it cranked back up. Fans love the Midnight Madness. We had, I can't imagine how many fans we had in that show, man. They were just left and right, man. We from California, we from Nevada, we from Vegas.
Yeah,
and you go late, you talk Falcons football like that. People get off work, they get a chance to put the kids to bed, and they can talk football. We also have diehard Atlanta Falcon fan Damsky, who's going to be joining us real soon here on One Time for the Fan. We have Uncle Steve, who's going to be joining us real soon here on on One Time for the Fan. And we have our guy Savion Mixon, who's going to be joining us too as well. Savion's been on the show before. He's going to be joining us here on One Time for the Fan real soon. Thank you all for joining tonight. Big shout out to T-Will. Big shout out to Miles. Chat is live. Chat is lit. I love y'all. Y'all do a great job. Miss Carrie, big shout out to you. Big shout out to Bodie.
Yeah,
Bodie
shout out
with
Carrie.
404 proof too as well.
Bodie!
Carrie, you see Carrie everywhere. So she's the
Yeah.
greatest producer for One Time for the Fan.
Yes,
she does
she
a great
is.
job with helping out with the channel and everything. And we can't wait to see Carrie on Sunday at the Benz. T-Will's at the Benz. Bodie's at the Benz. The whole One Time for the Fan is there. So please tune in to the IG so you can go ahead and see what we got going on the IG stories. A lot of content from the morning to the night. And it's going to be going down in a major way. Thank you all for joining One Time for the Fan. We'll be back tomorrow night from Midnight Madness. For Miles, for T-Will, we up out of here.
Rise up.